Okay, so there we go. Let's get started, right? All right. What is a system? So if you were hoping to hear about something different, this is your chance to leave, right? So we are going to learn about systems today. A system is a clear structure around which each part of my life, both personal and professional, they're framed, and if I didn't have it, it would be chaotic. I feel like in today's environment, your personal life and your professional life are so intertwined. If you're not successful in one, you're not successful in the other. And so my system is how I manage both of those things. This system will clearly focus and unify your efforts around your goals, and that's what we all need to do. Can y'all hear me? Am I staying close enough to this? Okay. If I get too far, someone raise their hand at me. All right. So why did I develop a system? Who am I and what qualifies me to talk about this, right? Some of you know me, so some of you may really be questioning, why am I qualified to talk about this? But I'm going to tell you who I am. So this is a picture and icon and graphic form of who I am, and I'm just going to briefly talk through, this is me. So the first, I awarded myself World's Best Wife. My husband is in the back there, so he needs to stay very quiet throughout this presentation. Over to the right is the Athens Academy logo. I'm a grade rep for the K-4 class, which means I'm in charge of managing all the parents and parties and communications. Underneath that, I'm a mom to 2 girls. I have almost 6 and a 4-year-old. I do all the shopping, most of the cooking. Reese never cooks, so I do the shopping. He does the reservations. I do the cooking. I do all of the errand stuff for our house. I take our girls to gymnastics. I take them to tennis. I'm in charge of all the family medical appointments. You see a Christmas tree down there. Some of you have been to my home at Christmas and know why that's there. We have an annual party. I do about 14 trees. Christmas is a big deal to us. Up at the top, I have Halloween that I organize for our neighborhood. The neighborhood logo's there. Because I'm in charge of our neighborhood, I don't really know how that happened, but I'm in charge of all the communication there. The girlfriend logo thing, I have some great girlfriends. I like to make sure that I spend time with them. The smiley face with the hearts is my symbol for self-care. Self-care is very important to me, and we all need to make time for that. Below that is a Peloton, because I'm a Peloton cult member. If any of you are fellow cult members, you know what I'm talking about. Like, we'll talk about our Peloton to anybody. Top is Massage Envy. So I'm the franchise owner of the one here in Athens, Georgia. We're over off Epps Bridge. This is not a sales thing to come to Massage Envy, but I do need employees. I help my husband with his business, which is Candid Construction Services, and I'm starting to get more involved there. I do all the reporting, all the metrics, all the payroll for Massage Envy by myself because I don't trust other people with my money. I do all my QuickBooks, again, because I don't trust other people with my money. The logo below that is SANE. That's the Athens-Clarke County Sexual Assault Nurse Examiners. I'm on the board of that organization. It is a wonderful organization where we actually do the forensic exams for sexual assault victims and child abuse victims. And so we are privately funded through donations. Yeah, it's so important in this community to make sure that we have forensic exams so that the bad people get put away in jail and don't get out on technicalities in court. Below that is a J. Hilburn logo. I actually do custom men's clothing. That's my 3rd business. Below that is the Bible. I like to work and spend some time in the Bible each day and each week. Then there's a golfer, because that's on my vision board, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but I'm trying to be a better golfer. I did win a tournament this week. Woohoo! Then I've got a logo that you can kind of see Athens. So I'm part of Athens Classic Inc., and we're a group that's promoting public safety, public education, and public health in Athens, nonpartisan group. Below that's Athens Country Club on the membership and social committee there, so that takes some of my time. Below that, Cookie Crawl. So that's a fundraiser that I do in Watkinsville. Some of you I recognize from coming to get cookies last year. Great event. Below is the Back the Badge logo. So I'm working on an initiative now with local and law enforcement to really support them. Do we have any law enforcement, excuse me, in the room? No? Okay. I always like to acknowledge and thank them. And then Georgia Medical Cannabis Commission. So I am proudly serving on that commission. Governor Kemp actually appointed me to that in 2019, and we are bringing the industry of medical cannabis to the state of Georgia. So that takes a lot of my time. And then industry news. So I have to pack all of that into a 15-hour day because I like 9 hours of sleep a night. So I had a choice. I could be a hot mess, or I could create a system that helps me focus and stay where I need to be. So you have a worksheet in front of you. We're not going to do it now because we've lost some time, but this is for you at home to identify what's in your funnel. What is taking your time every day, right? What's important to you, what demands your time. This will help you focus later. So that's the handouts that you have there. Again, we're not going to do it right now. All right, so this much I know is true. This system is the result of me attending countless seminars like this, reading hundreds of books, working for 26 years full-time. You can do the math, I'm 44 almost, so I've been working a long time, full-time since I was a freshman in college. And it's a result of a lot of my failures. We learn a lot from our failures, and I think we become better people if we choose to learn the lessons from the failures, and that's what I've done with this system. It's gonna help you reach your potential, increase productivity, ensure you're on time consistently. This is my PSA. If you are a late person, please change. When you are late to other people's meetings or a meeting you've called, you're telling other people that their time is less important than yours. That drives me crazy. So this system will help you stay on time, and it will reduce your stress levels. Who doesn't want that, right? All right, so before we begin, no system will fix you being lazy. Just won't. And clear system, full commitment, can't lose. Who did I steal that from? Friday Night Lights, that's right. Gotta love Kyle Chandler. All right, so these are my tools. This is my toolbox. These are my very biased opinions on what I think is successful, components of a successful system. One is a planner. I'm a child of the 80s of Trapper Keepers and Lisa Frank, and so I like a paper planner. It's just, I have to write things down, I have to cross them off, I paper plan. Now, I have a husband. He doesn't get to see my paper planner every day, so we actually use a digital planner too. Some of you are gonna say that's double work. If you don't need a paper planner, cool. That's just the way that I organize my life. At the bottom there are these, I don't know if you say friction or friction. Does anybody use these pens? Y'all, these are the most amazing pens. I hate writing in pencil. Like, the sound of pencil on paper I can't take. These are erasable pens and markers. I color code everything on my calendar based upon which business or which part of my life it is pertaining to. And so you can write in pen, and then if the appointment changes, you can erase it. Cannot say enough. I love those things. Stickers, again, you know, Lisa Frank era. I like stickers. It makes your planner kind of be like a scrapbook, and when you look back, which we're going to talk about in planning a little bit, it's visually appealing. How are you? Visually appealing to look back at and see kind of what you've accomplished, and I really like stickers. You don't have to use stickers if that's not your thing. I'm just telling you what mine are. A laminator. So there's a saying about Southern women, if it stands still, we monogram it, right? If you're a type A planner, if it stands still, you laminate it. So I laminate everything. I love a laminator. Canva design software. Who's used Canva before? If you haven't, it's awesome. It makes you look like you're a graphic designer. I actually did this presentation with it. Everybody needs to go get a trial version of Canva, right? Would y'all agree? Like, awesome. Okay. Your goals and your vision board, and those are available exclusively from you. All right, so let's get into the elements of my system. Vision board. Who just tuned out and was like, that is rainbows and unicorns and woo-woo and frou-frou, right? I thought the same thing. I did. So I have a thing up there that says, ask me why I created my first one. When I was a marketing student at UGA, I had a services marketing professor, Dr. Gail Ayala. Anybody in UGA in the 90s with me in marketing? I don't recognize anybody from classes. All right. She was a rock star. She actually pulled me aside in one of the classes and said, I see something in you. You're different. I don't know if that was good or bad, but she said, you're different and you're going to be an entrepreneur. I just see it in you. And so that stuck with me. A few years later, we kept in contact, and she mailed me a DVD. And I was like, what in the world is Dr. Ayala sending me? And it was The Secret. Everybody in here has seen The Secret, read The Secret, right? And it's about the power of visualization and how important that is. So, excuse me. So after watching that, I said, okay, I'm going to create a vision board and see what I can do. So visualization works. Ask Michael Phelps. Ask every Olympian. They all visualize, right? Visualization helps your mind be primed to receive the things that you want to see. So I'm going to challenge each one of you to create a vision board. Does anybody in here have a vision board? Okay, I'll raise my hand. That picture right there that you can see is actually mine. So this is my vision board. It's laminated. I keep this with me at all times, right? So I also set my vision board as my desktop background, so every morning when I log into my computer, this is what I see. Everybody needs to do a vision board, okay? There's no rules in creating it. It can be digital, it can be paper. Mine has a lot of quotes on it. One of them is, a good marriage is like a casserole. The only people responsible for it really knows what goes into it. Do what's right when it's not always easy. I have my kids on there. I have Rosemary Beach, because one day, right, honey? That's where we're going to buy something. I have the Medical Cannabis Commission. So if anybody wants to look at this, I'm an open book, so I'll leave it up here if anybody wants to see what one looks like, because it's probably a little hard to see there. All right, a goal. What is a goal? Goals are targets, right? And it's what you want to reach. I prefer to break my goals down by home, personal, spiritual, physical, financial, professional, educational, and travel. If those don't all appeal to you, you don't have to have a goal in every one of those, but that's how I do it, and those are some of my actual goals up there. So again, open book if you want to look at those. Very important to set your goals. This next sheet, which is one of your handouts, and we're not going to do this now, but this is how you can set your goals. And you can set them by each of those categories, and you can set a reward. I think we miss that a lot of times in goal setting. We say, I want to do this, but we don't tell ourselves what our reward for doing it is. So I really encourage people to set a reward for reaching the goal. And then system elements is action steps. Excuse me. That is missed a lot. So they should be really concrete and comprehensive, and they need to have a due date, and they, I think, need to have a start date. And that really helps you plan your life when you know that these are the action steps to support the goal. I need to start it on this date and get it done by this date. And I've given you that as one of your handouts as well. If you are, 29? If you're older than 29, you used to get a map when you needed to go somewhere, right? A map tells you how to get from point A to point B. That's what your action steps are for your goal. They tell you how to get to your goal, how to get from point A to your goal, okay? Less than 29, y'all only have Waze, and you've never had to pull out a paper map. So that's your goal sheet with your action steps. So that's for you to take home and continue to work on when we get home. If we had more time, we would take some time to do that in here today, but I'm trying to keep us on time. And the last element is task. So tasks are to-dos. They can be calendar events. They can be to-dos, however you choose to do it. They define the activities for the action step. So kind of see the hierarchy, right? Vision board, goal, action step, task, okay? I color code, like I told you. I really like to color code all my action steps so I know where it is. I can quickly, as you can see, that's a planner page for me from last year I just pulled out. I know that I've got some stuff for my girls, got some family things, I have some cannabis things that need to be worked on. That sounds bad. It's medical cannabis things. I should fix that vernacular there. But it keeps me visually, first thing in the morning, I kind of know where I'm going that day and what I need to focus on, okay? I gave you this sheet so you can kind of identify what are your recurring tasks in your life. So those are some of the ones that I put on there: birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, payroll, month end, quarter end, taxes, rent, bookkeeping tasks, pet medicines, contract end dates. Every business, every person has different ones. So I want you to kind of make a list of those. And then let's get into the system. So I wanted to define each element so when I said the word, you weren't like, what is she talking about? And now I'm going to tell you how to put this system to work. So failure to plan is planning to fail. That's not a new concept to any of us. Almost everything that I do, this might freak some people out, is planned ahead and scheduled. Now, if you're not a type A, that is like, I can't live my life that way, right? But I promise you, the more you schedule, the more efficient, effective, and productive you are. So give this a try if this is like giving you anxiety. I promise. It'll change your life. So how do you do this? Yearly planning is first. So I say 3 to 4 hours time frame. You're going to create your vision board. You're going to do this in January or June. So if you're managing a school schedule with your kids, sometimes it makes sense to do this in June so that your year spans a school year. Okay, so think about doing it that way. Enter your recurring meetings and events on your calendar. So automation is your friend here, right? We can all go into Outlook or iCal or whatever and set recurring events, and then you don't have to do this every week, right? They're there. Birthdays, anniversaries. I set a task to do QuickBooks every day, whatever your tasks are that you do. And you can enter the UGA football schedule because that's on my calendar, right? Important. You define all your goals. So you're going to take that worksheet and define what your goals are to support your vision board. And then you're going to do your action steps. So you're going to create your action steps for your goals. So we're just kind of going back through those last few slides, but telling you how to put them into action. And then enter all your tasks on your calendar like we said. Okay? Yearly planning, a little bit of time, invest in yourself in those 3 to 4 hours, make an appointment with yourself and do it. Then we're going to go to quarterly planning. So you want to look at your vision board and say, has anything changed? You want to assess your goals, and if you've met any of them, celebrate. Buy the thing, do the thing, whatever your reward is, celebrate meeting that goal, reward yourself. Then you want to create action steps if you've added any new goals and enter due dates, and then you want to enter your tasks that are associated with those action steps. You're going to see a pattern here, right? So you're going to do this quarterly. I've gotten this question before of, Danielle, are you kidding? I've got to do 3 hours in a year, and then it's the beginning of the quarter, I got to do another 2 hours. No, those can all be one appointment with yourself. So that 3 to 4 hours in for your yearly planning is also your quarterly planning and your monthly planning for that point, okay? So don't think that this is like you have to pile them all on top of each other. I'm not making you spend 15 hours doing this in one day. You want to look ahead at your next 4 months and sync both your calendars. Why do you need to sync your calendars? If you share your calendar with someone like I do, and they put something on there and you don't know, then you need to sync it, right? My husband does that a lot. I love him, but he adds things to my calendar that I didn't know were there. So you want to sync those and look 4 months ahead. And then make shopping lists for future events. In my house, we start Halloween in July, and in August, we have a conference call with Santa. Not kidding. So that is how I stay ahead. I'm not Christmas shopping in the middle of December. Santa needs to know what we want in August. So that's how we kind of stay ahead of our quarterly. Then monthly planning, 45 minutes to an hour, included as part of the other ones. Complete it on the first Monday of the month. It's a good time for all of us to do it. Make an appointment with yourself. Reflect on the previous 30 days and analyze the next 60. Assess your goals, look at your vision board, review your action steps, enter your task, look ahead the next 30 days, look ahead 60 days for events, and then make your shopping list. Seeing a pattern here, right? Yes? Have I lost you all? Yes. All right. Daily planning. Oh, did I skip? No, I just didn't hit the button. Sorry. All right. Daily planning. So 15 to 30 minutes, really closer to 15. That's when you assess your day. You decide what time that works best for you. So some people, they get up at 5 a.m. and they do it before their family's awake. Some people do it with their cup of coffee. Some people do it when they get to their desk. It's whatever works best for you. You want to prioritize your big three. What TV show is that from? Big three? No? Thank you. Yes, this is us. You want to look at your vision board, read through your goals, complete your action steps, run through them, look at your task. If you have any tasks from the previous day that weren't completed, move them to this day. And then work your task list and mark them complete. So I was in part of the previous talk, and he said he makes tasks just to mark them off, right? Do y'all know why? What happens to your brain when you mark off a task? It releases dopamine. We like that chemical, right? So that's why you get that great sense of accomplishment when you mark it off. So I mark it off on my calendar when I get through it. All right, how am I on time? Okay, I'm gonna get us on time, I promise. I'm flying through this so that I can get you out. All right, daily execution. So these are the activities I try and do daily to make sure that I'm staying efficient, effective, and productive. So wake up early. Some of y'all don't like hearing that one, but 90% of executives wake up before 6 a.m. Your willpower is highest in the morning. Who wakes up before 6? Does anybody want to volunteer? Who wakes up before 5? All right, cool. All right, one person. Woohoo! If you wake up early, if you're one of those people, you know this feeling, right? You start your day accomplished. You start your day calm and collected. And you've seen it in your office if you go to offices right now. But the people that are rushing in, running in, they're crazy, they're hot messes, and you're sitting there and like, I'm already ready for my day. So I really encourage getting up early. Work out in the morning. Who works out in the morning for work? A lot of you, yeah. Because if you wait in the day, what happens? Later in the day, it doesn't happen, right? There's always an excuse. There's always some demand on your time. So work out first thing in the morning. It not only is healthy, but it actually improves your mental energy, and we need that for our work days. Have the news delivered. So we all know if we go on to whatever our news site that we prefer and we start reading the news, we can go down rabbit holes, right? Major rabbit holes, and then you look up and you've wasted 45 minutes to an hour of your morning. There's 2 that I use right now, which is the Morning Brew. Does anybody have that one delivered, the Morning Brew? It's a good one. It's not politically biased much, which I appreciate, and it's delivered every day. It's world news. It's a little bit funny, which I appreciate. Would you agree? It's kind of funny most mornings. The other one is the Skim. So I just really encourage you to have your news delivered to your inbox, read through it, delete the email, and then move on and don't get down the rabbit hole of the internet. And then batch time on email. We spend 28% of our day, 28, on email. Some of you may be like, no, it's more than that. But 28% of your time, just answering other people's demands on your time. So, which is really what email is, right? Other people wanting your time. So I encourage you, first thing in the morning, scan your email. Is there anything that affects your schedule for that day? If so, handle it. And then schedule time with yourself that on your calendar that you answer emails. I do 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m. That ensures that you don't get in that whirlpool of other people wanting your time, needing your time, and taking your focus away from what your tasks to get accomplished are that day. And unsubscribe from everything, right? Unsubscribe. Greatest button ever. Some of them make it really hard to do, but unsubscribe. It will just keep your inbox clear. And then silence email notifications. When we see that pop up, what does that do? Distract. You're like, squirrel, right? Run. And so get rid of all pings and the pop-ups. Get rid of them. No more email notification. All right, monthly execution. So these are the things that I do monthly, again, to stay efficient. Curate your contacts. If anybody does this, tell me, because this one is really, really powerful. So what I do is I create a folder in my inbox that's called contacts. And so when I get an email from somebody new, let's say Justin's emailed me and I've never got an email, not true, but I handle my email for Justin and I throw that email into that folder. Once a month, I go through that folder and I enter all that contact information into my contact cloud-based thing. I use iContacts and iCloud, but whatever you use. Please don't be that person who sends out the message, I lost my phone, give me all your contacts. Like, put it on the cloud, curate your contacts and keep them. It will serve you so well when you're not searching for things that were right there top of mind a few days ago. So that one's a big deal to me, is curating my contacts. Professional development, you're on that one right now, right? You're here. So you've checked it off for this month. So everyone write that on your calendar and then check it off. So it's a necessity in today's world to stay on top of your professional development. It can be a webinar. I really like Fred Pryor seminars. If anybody's ever done those, I've done a lot of theirs. They're quick, online, they're good seminars. So please stay on top of your professional development. And organize. So that poster that you see there, cleaning and organizing, is a practice, not a project. I actually created that poster, and it's in my break room at Massage Envy. I fully believe this. We don't just clean, when Danielle's coming into the office. We clean all the time. Same thing for your life. We need to be organized. So psychology has demonstrated that there's a very big negative effect of mess and clutter on your brain. And my husband will tell you that. Our children are different children when their playroom is not a bomb disaster area, right? You with children will know that. Clutter makes you feel fatigued, right? Have you ever walked into a space and it just drains all the energy out of you because there's stuff everywhere, like an episode of Hoarders. I can't watch that show. That show gives me anxiety. When I say clutter, I mean your desk, right? So keep your desk clean. I'm a color coder. We've said that 70 times already. So I have different color folders and a spot on my desk for each one of my businesses and each one of the demands on my time, right? So I've got medical cannabis is orange. Reese's stuff is blue. Massage Envy's purple. Like, I keep everything color coded, and when I need to keep paper, which I don't keep a ton of it, but on certain things I need to keep, it goes in those folders. So everything has a place. Same thing with your computer. Whew, computer desktops can get out of control, right? I want your vision board on your desktop, so I want your desktop clean, but I also want you to have a very good filing system for all of your documents. So I have a Massage Envy, and then I have it by year, and then I have it by task, marketing, ad buys, whatever it is. So I keep everything very organized. That will make your life better when your accountant needs things at the end of each year, right? So, and, I'm 2 minutes over. I tried, sorry. So that's it for me. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate your flexibility with the presentation not being available this morning. That is my email, so if anybody has questions, wants to share a success story with me, I love hearing those after I give this talk, you please do so. And then your last handout that you see here is, I kind of synthesized everything that is the planning. Yes. More handouts? Do we have more handouts?
Everything that got printed is out.
Okay. I can email it to you. It's on the app too. I did put all these on the app. So I apologize that there weren't enough. So any questions for me while we've got a couple of minutes? And I know I went fast, but I was really trying to keep everybody on time. So yes, sir.
Are there any apps or softwares that you use to help keep organized or other various projects that you would recommend?
So I love iCal, because I have to have something that my husband and I can both access. And I'm a paper planner girl. Now, there are a lot of planner options on Etsy I've seen. If you're an iPad person, they have a lot of digital planners on there that are really awesome. We don't do that because of the way our offices are set up. We're not in the same office because we would kill each other. I love you, but we cannot be in the same office. So Etsy has some really good options. There's so many on the market that I try, and I just go back to paper. I really am a paper person. I'm in my 40s, so I like paper. Any other questions?
How often are you actually in the office like this thing?
So rare, and there's a reason for that. I have a general manager who, there she is. Yay. I did not see you sneak in. This is my one of my most favorite people in the world, Ida Shell, in the back there. So she is my rock star general manager. Nobody better reach out to her to try and hire her after this meeting because she can't leave me ever. She handles my day-to-day operations, and I have found, and I think she would echo this, that if I'm in there in the office too much, our staff comes to me, and she gets bypassed, and then we have communication issues because she doesn't know that I've said yes to something or no to something, or I don't know what she's already said. It's like your parents, right? Like, I'm going to ask Dad when Mom said what I didn't want her to say. So I'm in my home office constantly. I have a cave. If anybody's done a Zoom meeting with me, it's pretty funny where my office is, and Ida's seen it. It's kind of sad. But I don't go into that office physically. Ida might say she wants me there less, but I don't know. So
So on top of that, then how does the type A personnel like you, how do you increase your delegation?
Yeah, that's not, when you go in an interview and they say, tell me your weaknesses, that's my weakness. That is a big one for me. I think with Ida and I think we're pretty good at that. She delegates up too, which I appreciate, right? And then I delegate to her when there's things that I know that she can handle. If I do delegate a task, I put it on my calendar. And so I know that I've delegated to Ida to print the MR245. That's a report that we do each month. And I put that on my calendar, and I put her first initial with a circle around it, so I know that Ida's responsible for that, but I'm still tracking it. So I'm not going to say that word because anyway, trust but verify, right? So I trust that she's going to do it, but I verify that that it's done. And she does the same thing with me. Because sometimes she delegates up and I miss it. So, other questions? Cool. All right. Well, we stayed semi on time. So again, thank you. Thank you.